What? Oh, you all think smoking kills? Let me tell you something. Do you know that the amount of people dying from diabetes are 3 times as many people dying from smoking? Yet if I pulled a Snicker bar, nobody would say anything. Do you know that the leading cause of lung cancer is not actually a cigarette? It's your DNA. You could smoke for years and nothing will ever happen to you. This whole war against smoking is just to restrict the farming of tobacco. Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters and guests, I use these arguments, even though I just made them up, with a group of my friends. And the results, 5 of them believed what I said. 2 of them started smoking. Words, when said and articulated in the right way, can change someone's mind. They can alter someone's belief. You have the power to bring someone from the slums of life and make a successful person out of them. Or destroy someone's happiness using only your words. Does that seem a bit too good to be true? A simple choice of word can make a difference between someone accepting or denying your message. You can have a very beautiful thing to say, but say it in the wrong words and phew, it's gone. I have a son who's 4, and he had this bad habit of writing on the walls with crayons. And one evening I walked into his room and he's going at it, just writing and drawing and so on, and I said, hey. Are you stupid? Don't you ever do that again. And guess what happened? He did it again. Nobody likes to be threatened. Nobody likes to be intimidated. His pride would not allow it. He did it again just to spite me. A week later, I walked into his room and again, he's going at it. And this time, he was even looking at me just... I came down and I said, sweetie, come here. Don't do that. You're a big boy now. And he never did it again. Because his pride wants him to be the big boy.
That is what his pride wants him to be, the big boy. This was just a message that I saw on social media. So I intended to once post it here, okay, so that people may also get to hear this message too. This is Seto SSK speaking. Please kindly invite people, share, tag people, comment, and subscribe to the channel, Seto SSK on YouTube. Okay, so what this brother was saying in this video, okay, there are some people, as the brother said, you want to say something, but sometimes the way you will say it, you could easily catch people's mind. So it doesn't even matter. It doesn't actually matter what you are about to say, if it is true or it is false. But the way you can present it is determined. You see now? So you can hear somebody saying something which is really convincing. It doesn't mean it is true. And he set an example in the video. What he was saying about cigarettes. The brother made a perfect example. And then when I watched it for the first time, I also believed it. And then he said, you see, I made it up. But the way you say some things, it could easily convince people, for people to believe that what you are saying, you know what you're talking about. But it could be the otherwise, okay? So if you didn't watch, if you watch it again, just listen to what he's saying, okay? And then you'll get a point here. I sometimes struggle to make the point. That is clear. Everybody who watches my videos already knows this, okay? But it doesn't mean what I'm saying is not true. Just because I am struggling, it doesn't mean it's not true. Somebody can make the sentence clearly, perfectly. It will catch you easily. but that doesn't make it true too. You see now? So you always have to be smart, be sharp, okay? Whatever you are hearing on social media and somebody being convinced, having a lot of followers, it doesn't mean what they are saying is always true. Sometimes you have to do the research for yourself, okay? Seto SSK, as I'm saying, please subscribe on the YouTube channel. On the YouTube channel, because the Facebook channel is Sankwas. Seto SSK. But all those on Facebook still, thanks, okay? But Facebook has put in red flag on my channel. Whatever I post there, a lot of people don't even see it. Okay. So it is not going as planned. And it is very sad when you have a platform on Facebook and then it used to work properly. You were sharing your messages. Okay, all of a sudden, people start reporting you and you get blocked. And then now Facebook is always putting red flag on your channel, and so people don't get to see your content, what you have to say. It is very sad. Okay, and sometimes they can even block you for 30 days. Then you can't even come live, you can't even comment, you can't even do anything. They will separate you from the Facebook world where you have something to say to people. No, they will separate you from there. It is very, very frustrating. You are sitting at home, you are just waiting for these 30 days to to end. Okay, you want to comment, you see something, you can see people commenting, and then you want to comment something, it's not working. You even want to like it, it's not working. Facebook has blocked you, putting you in jail. Okay, it is very frustrating. So anyone who has ever been into this situation knows what I'm talking about. Okay, Seto SSK. So follow me on the YouTube page, please. The program that we did yesterday on this platform, I really, really enjoyed it. The platform is, as a Christian, of course, as a Christian, I will defend my faith. But the main purpose of this platform is not only to promote Christianity. I want actually to have interaction with people who disagree with me. I want Muslims to come here. I want atheists to come here. Scientists, people who doesn't agree with me, who I don't agree with, but we still can come together and then have a dialogue, have a conversation. Nobody insulting nobody. Everybody sharing his opinion. That is what I want the platform to be. People, I have friends, okay, who we don't agree with on certain issues, but that doesn't make us enemies. It is all over the place. Everywhere you go, in every household you go, you will find somebody there in the same household who don't agree with somebody in the same household. I have a wife. I always don't agree with my wife, but we are not enemies. Okay, so it's normal thing. That is what I want the platform to be. And it was very beautiful yesterday. All those who joined the program yesterday, thanks a lot. Okay, maybe you can join today too. I want people to join because we are talking about our brother here, Lifestone GH. Okay, he has a message for us, and then I want us to listen to what the brother has to say, and then maybe you can also join so that we will all analyze what the brother is saying. Okay, we analyze them together. Seto SSK, please kindly share this video for me. Okay, Kwame Ofori is there. He says hi everyone. Kwame Ofori Michiao. Okay, Silas is also there. Silas is here. Ras Asu, greetings. Ola means wealth, not hello. Ola, greetings too. Okay, Fru Silas is already there on YouTube. Thank you. Join me on YouTube. Okay, follow the YouTube platform. Medobiase. Now let's listen to what the brother has to say. It is something we all Africans, okay, especially the Africans, we need to think about these things. But there is a two side of this story our brother has for us here. Let's listen to him and then let's all analyze him. Okay, I'll open the phone lines. Let me put the link there first, because I want people to join me and I want the platform. Maybe people who also agrees with him can join, and then they will give you a different point of view. Okay, so that it will be interesting. Because sometimes you can hear something and to your understanding, you see it totally clear. It is clear for you till somebody comes in and gives you a different understanding. Then you will say, okay, now I get a point. Okay. Sometimes you can read something in the Bible, to your understanding, it is clearly a contradiction. How can this not be a contradiction according to your understanding? But then somebody with deep knowledge will come and read it to you, the same sentence, and explain it to you in a different way. And then if you are sincere, you will know that, okay, it makes sense now. Okay. So let's listen to what our brother has to say and let's analyze it. Seto SSK, please, as I'm saying, follow the YouTube platform. Okay.
Now, I'm meaning to ask this question to the entire African continent and our leaders,
Everybody.
even religious leaders, whatsoever they are, religious people. I want to ask this. How is it possible that people sat down, translated this whole big Bible, 66 books, 83 books, 88 books, into your local language, this huge Bible with so many pages and chapters, was being able to translate into every local language that you have. But a common grade 1 or primary 1 science textbook cannot be translated into that same language for you to learn from.
Please, now, as you heard him, okay, and I want you to join. Maybe you also agree with what he's saying. I agree with him to a certain point, okay, but I also have a different opinion, have a different perspective, and I want to share it to you. So I want people to join so that maybe we will all analyze what he's saying. Okay, he's now, to me, okay, he's blaming some people. He's not taking responsibility, but he's pointing fingers. Okay, but let's continue. Somebody is already on the screen. Somebody said, I agree. Okay, I agree with him. Constantine Thibault. I agree. Okay, I agree. And then I have Brasasu is also on the line. He said, I don't agree. So that is the point. So we always have disagreement. It is impossible for all of us to agree on the same thing. Everything that all of us agree on the same issue. It is very, very difficult. So let's just continue and let's finish listen to what he's saying. Okay.
Is this not a scam? As if the scam is not even worse. Now, the Quran is also being translated from the original self-acclaimed Arabic that they claim no language can be compared to. Is also being translated into other local languages so that children can learn.
Okay, so as you see, my point here is, okay, let me make my point clear because some people have joined already. I will put them on the screen very soon, okay? But I make my point and then let me put them first there so that it will be fair. Kofi, are you there? Kofi, are you there? Can you hear me? The same thing happened yesterday, Kofi, because I put you on the screen. I brought you in the conversation. I called your name many times. You didn't respond, and then I dropped you. Kofi, can you hear me? Okay. Emmanuel, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Seto.
Yeah, greetings, Emmanuel. Thanks for joining, okay?
Thank you very much.
Silas, come back again, okay? Because I think your network is not functioning. So Kofi is still there, but he's not responding, okay? I don't know why. So let me just make my point. So what we have heard from Livestone GH here is the Bible is the religion is a scam because some people translated the Bible into our local languages, okay? And then they were able to translate it to almost in every local languages. But they have not been able to even translate even a KG or class 1 science book. Okay? And that is why religion is a scam. And then after saying this, he then said, and now they are translating the Quran. You see now what he said, and now they are translating the Quran, which they claim it is not possible for them to translate in any other language, but because the Arabic is the unique language or something like this. So if people, the question here is, okay, it is true, we as Ghanaians, it will benefit us if we are able to study in our own languages. I think it will benefit us more if we are able to learn science, to learn maths, to learn geography, whatever we have. If we are able to learn it or to use our own language to do it, it will be perfect. Okay, because we have other countries. In Germany here, they are using German to learn everything. It is possible. You go to other countries, a lot of countries are using their own France. France is using French to learn. Okay, so why is it not possible for us to use our own languages? But what I don't agree with the brother here is he's blaming some people. You see now, he's not blaming himself or he's not blaming his leaders. He's not blaming Nananom. He's blaming the white people who came and then or the people who translated the Bible. And then after him blaming them, then he said now they are translating the Quran. Who is the one translating the Quran now? Why are they able to translate the Quran now, but he is not able to translate it into the science book now. That is my question. Why come he is not taking the responsibility? Because some people are taking the responsibility to translate the Quran now. Why is he not taking the responsibility for himself to translate the science book to now? Why is he still pointing his finger, saying they did this? So is he expecting the people to come and translate the books for him too? I don't get that point. Okay, Emmanuel.
Yes, please. Setu.
Okay, you are live right now. Okay, so everybody can hear you. So, what do you think about this video, or do you have something to talk about the yesterday's topic?
I have from yesterday's program. There is this thing that my brother let the Bible speak. He made a comment on something I asked, and I wanted to explain it further, but your time was up, so I couldn't get the time to explain it. So
yeah, if you take the verse that he gave you about Exodus chapter 12, verse 49.
Yeah, I read it.
And is it possible for people who were not Jewish, Israel people, to live with them and follow their laws?
You see, that one is complicated. If I should say I should go into it, okay. It will take all your time.
Okay, so let's focus on this topic today. Okay, maybe
I just want to. It's not. I'm not going to that. I'm not going to that because that one it involves a lot of culture, and I don't want to go into it now because if I want to go into it that one now, it will take all your time. But what I want to clarify is the second part of it. When I told him Jesus Christ came to fulfill the law, he was saying that laws are meant to be obeyed, not laws cannot be fulfilled. And yeah, I want to clear that. I want to clarify that.
Okay, but Emmanuel, right now, no, I don't have.
Okay.
Let the Bible speak up with me right now.
Okay.
So he will not be here. He will not be able to defend himself or to counter whatever you say. Okay. And as you know, I am not well versed in the Bible, even like you are. So I cannot be also maybe give you the answers that you want to hear. That is why maybe we should focus on today's topic, and then maybe if he joins, maybe he will join because he has classes right now. He's in the school, right? So maybe he has classes right now, and then after that, maybe he will join, and then.
Okay. No problem. I don't have any problem. I just wanted to clarify things on that said statement that you made. That is why, because most people heard it, and that was the last message that he was able to give out. I couldn't get a chance to explain myself on the said issue. So I
understand. Okay. And I really appreciated the conversation yesterday, okay, because that is what I actually want the platform to be. People coming here, we don't agree on certain issues, but then we can still have a conversation without insulting. Everybody shares his
opinion. Yeah, I think it's a wonderful thing you are doing because something like this we are all learning, and no one can say that he knows everything. So whenever somebody gives his own opinion about an issue, you also get to learn from what he is saying. So we also thank you very much for putting up this platform for us to also share the little that we have with the public.
No, okay. But do you have something to say about the topic right now? The one we are doing, the one is on the screen. Do you have something to say about it?
Yeah, I have something to say. My from what he is saying, whether the Bible is a scam or not, my point has always been that there are certain things that are not complete in the Bible.
No, you see now, Emmanuel, I think did you hear what he's saying? He's not saying the Bible. The reason why the Bible is, he's saying the religion is a scam is because those who brought the religion translated the book in our local languages, but they did not translate the science book, the math book, in the local languages. And that is why it's scam. He did not even quote any verse to say that according to this verse, that is why the religion is a scam. He's saying because they did not translate something in the local language.
White.
Yeah, because he has his own point, and I kind of agree with him in some way. Why is it that it is so important for them to translate the Bible to us, and then as he is saying, the other things they did not care about translating it. Okay, there are question marks about it.
How long ago was that done? The translation, and who was the one who translated the Bible into English, into Twi?
from my history, what I've learned is it was a German who translated the Bible into Twi for us.
Okay.
From
so
what I know,
that means a German, somebody who is not a Ghanaian. But
yeah, he's not a Ghanaian.
So he had some Ghanaians with him, right? Because at least he has to have some people with him.
From what I heard, he learned the Ghanaian language for a year, and then he translated it for us.
Look at this. Okay, so this individual person, I don't know. I also heard something about this, like a German person did this thing. Okay, but I don't know how truthful it is. But this individual took this thing upon himself to do this.
Okay.
Don't you think it is a shame for people to point fingers at the person who translated the Bible into Twi? Meanwhile, we have not been able to translate nothing. He's blaming somebody for
why is it a shame? Why is it a shame? It's not a shame in the sense that.
It is.
So let me. Okay.
Okay. So let me say. It's not a shame for a man to sit at home, and then a child will go to the farm and bring food home. Okay, and then the man is complaining. Is it all you could bring? But the man was sitting at home. He never went to the farm to bring anything, and the child was the one who went. And then he did whatever he did and brought maybe 2 yams home. And then the man is complaining. So why didn't you bring it?
Let's look at the other side of it. Let's look at the other side of it.
Something, please.
Please let me chip in what Seto is. Just a minute. I'll allow you to speak. From what you are saying, how should it be a shame? We had our own culture. So we had no interest.
Okay.
When anything that yesterday you said something that you'll be going to work, so you have you had it at heart. It's the first thing that you think of because it's important to you. Something that you don't have interest in, you are not bothered about it. So you will not think about doing it. So they had a specific interest in what they were bringing to us. They know what they were going to get when they bring the Bible to us. That is why they decided to do what they did. So, for instance,
you see now, according to you, you said a German translated it, but it was not a German who brought the Bible to Africa.
You know,
and then once again, okay, something which what you have interest in, that is where you invest your time in it, right? That's something like that. It's what you just said. So So the brother Lifestone is saying, right? Does he have interest that we study in our own local language or not? Does he have interest or not?
In our own local language?
Yes.
We have an interest because we are, this brainwash has continued for a very long time now.
Okay, I understand. But it doesn't. You see, he himself, he just said, and now they are translating the Quran. So even though the brainwash has been programmed for a long time, they are being able to translate the Quran now. So it is possible for us to translate our physics books, our science book also now.
And Seto, do you know who is translating the Quran now?
I don't know, but it's possible. That the thing is, the possibility is there. If you really have interest, you can do it. But for you to sit there, for you not doing anything, and for you to
do you know the Arabs are now trying to also win souls, as in quotes, for their God.
Okay, but
so that is where they are interested. That is why they have also started. Because at first it will be difficult for you to see a Muslim doing an evangelism, but now they've seen that no, they are lacking behind in terms of numbers.
Yeah,
so they have also decided to take the mantle upon themselves for their own interest. They have decided to also sell the gospel, sell their own type of gospel. So they have also decided, in order for people to be able to read the Quran, they have decided to translate it.
Okay, so how come? So if
it's an interest.
It's an interest. So does he?
Yeah.
Does he have interest that we study in our local language? Is it his interest?
Yeah, because you could see that it's something that is bothering him.
So how come he's pointing only fingers and then not doing anything?
That is why before you start doing something, you should always start from somewhere.
Okay,
People
so
are now advocating for blacks to go back to your origin.
but we know
And
this
it's a message, it's a program.
Emmanuel, you cannot say that this is the first time you are here. You are hearing this statement that we should learn. It will be benefiting us if we learn in our.
No, I'm not saying that this is the first time I'm hearing. I'm saying that it's now that the message is going very far. It's traveling because of social media.
Yeah, but don't you? Wait, Kevin. Okay, hold on, small. But don't you still think, say, for you to point fingers, say why they translated? So, is he expecting the people who translated the Bible to come and translate the physics book for us? Is it what he's expecting?
So why is it that they are using the physics for development, and they translated the Bible for us instead of them translating?
The question. Look, don't you see now the person who translated the Bible? You said that it was his interest. That was what he had interest in translating the Bible, and he did his part. He did whatever he wants to do. It is done. Okay. So now when you are complaining, are you trying to say the people they should come and translate the physics book for us, or what are you trying to say? That is the point.
I'm not saying he is putting up a statement that there are two things. You decided to choose one and translate it for us, and it's for a purpose.
Yes,
it's for a purpose. It's because of what you want us to hear and what you want us to rely on.
Okay,
that is why you did this. But the things that you used as a tool for your own development, you are not telling me. The ones that would limit my progress is what you have decided to sell to me.
Emmanuel, you just said before they came, we already had our own thing. So we actually don't even need their education. We don't need their education, right? Because
so did they tell us to continue with our own? No, they abolished what we had and then brought a different way to us.
So are you saying, okay,
if they had come and then explain our own to us in our own language, it would have been better. But they came, abolished our own, and gave us something new.
Yes, I understand. And then you see now the point here is, okay, how long ago was that? How long ago was that? It is very long time ago. Okay. Now,
yeah, it's a very long time ago.
Now, okay, we don't depend on them. If you want to translate you want to translate the physics books, okay, you want to translate our maths books, we don't need permission from nobody. Or do we need permission from somebody to translate our maths book to our local language?
You see, when you talk like this, it makes everything becomes very theoretical. Everything that we are being taught in school is theory in Ghana. The ones that makes things happen, they have kept it to themselves. You see, when we were doing this, when we were going to the lab back in the days, even in the whole, I don't think as at now, the whole Ghana, there is a tertiary institution that's having an electronic microscope.
Okay, but
so how do you compete with them?
Yeah, but it's not about competition. Before,
no, it's not. It's so if it was a purpose, like Seto, right now, let me chip in this. I see something in you. I say, oh, Seto, I like what you are doing. I want to learn because that is what I know. It will give me progress. And then you give me something else, which will not help me, but rather limit my progress. Have you done any good or harm to me?
Harm. I will say harm. Okay, but that's not the point here. Listen carefully, okay? Rwanda okay. Was even in the worst place than us. They are civil war. They had a civil war, according to what I've heard. There was a civil war between them, and a lot of damages was done. But you see how Rwanda has bounced back.
Because
let me finish
you are citing Rwanda, and I'm supporting your idea. It's because they have a new head who is taking them into a different direction.
So now the point here is that if the Rwanda were sitting there and they were pointing fingers, like, look at what you did to me, look at this one, and how come they wouldn't have done nothing? So sometimes before we start pointing fingers, and then we are still thinking about what somebody did to us. I'm not saying we should ignore the past. I'm not saying that we should ignore whatever happened to us. It is very important for us to remember. But for you to sit there and then always pointing finger, how come they translated only the Bible and into this, but they never translated this? So it's like you are still depending on them to come and translate the physics book for you. Even though you know, say, you don't even trust them for them translating the Bible, you don't trust them. But you are still complaining like, how come they did not translate the physics book? How come they did not translate the math book? Now we can do it our own. We should put the energy in doing it ourselves, or we still depend on them.
Oh, okay, I get your point now, but what I'm trying to say is, Seto, he is trying to give out an information. You see, that is what I said the last time about the fivefold ministry in the Bible. Everybody has his own way of giving out information. He has given out an information, and as a child, you are being programmed in your mother's womb by the nature and your surroundings. So it will take a very long time for this information that we are giving out to get to the top. It wouldn't be easy.
But Emmanuel, I asked you, said, have you heard this statement before? I was hearing this statement very long time ago.
I said I've heard it, and even in our churches, I'm saying that, you see, when you hear this thing, you would think that it's just a joke. But this world that we are in, there is something that they call a head and the parts of the body. The leader is supposed to lead. That is why when you see an ant in a queue, the moment the leader, wherever the leader passes, is where the other ones are going to pass.
Okay.
So it will start from the leaders. Now this information has started developing in the youth. Let's wait for some time. Let this information grow to a certain point. You will see that there will come a time the action will be taken.
But you see,
because our leader is thinking of building a cathedral instead of building factories.
The person, according to what you just said, the person who translated the Bible, it was an individual person. He wasn't a leader from an individual, a German. You said a German. Who was this person? Was it a king?
That I said this is what I have heard.
Yeah, this is what. Okay, so this person was nobody. He took this thing upon himself. So if
Seto, let's be frank to ourselves. We were not there, and we didn't know the decision that went on as at that time.
Okay.
So whether they were whether he was being supported by people, I can't tell.
We can't tell. Okay, but
yeah,
what we know is okay. For you to translate a physics book, okay, you don't have to be the leader of the country before you do that. You do so. If you really have the intention, if it is very dear to you, you will find a way to do it. And if you do it correctly, and people will support you. But for people to come out and blame people all the time, okay, why didn't they do that? Why didn't they do that? Why should he do that for you? So what are you doing now?
That is why I'm saying that it's about the programming. We have been programmed, and it will take a very long time to deprogram everything.
Rwanda programmed or also not programmed?
You said
Rwanda.
Uh-huh.
Did they have also programming or no programming over there?
They had a program.
And so how come they are not? They are still moved. They are moving.
You know, when you said something about the civil war that they had, do you know how it has come into the mindset of the people? Do you know what they went through before they went to the civil war that time? They felt cheated in Rwanda. They felt everything. It's just like what is happening in Sri Lanka. So the youth stood up for themselves and attacked the leaders.
No, you see now, and after that, the point here is whatever happened, it is to be acknowledged. But after that, they did not sit there and then complain.
So that is why I'm saying that. That is why I'm saying that the youth took an action. Ghanaians.
This action that this brother is taking right here, okay? It is an action. It's talking.
Yeah,
action.
That is so you can address the issue as saying that we shouldn't only make it a talking information. We should act. But who is going to act? You know, Ghanaians, most of us, we are cowards.
So, and that is the point here. So the problem is not somebody translating the Bible into our local language. The problem is we talk too much, but we do nothing. And then we blame the people. We talk, we know how to speak. Some people, they're very
okay.
So
for that one, you are right. All of us, we are cowards. Most of us.
Exactly. We know how to say the thing. I have a friend. I am the same thing too. I'm not blaming. I am the same. I have a friend who tells me, he says, Seto, the advice that you give me, if you keep this advice for yourself, you will be a very good you'll be will be above. More than that. Because I know how to tell people what to do in a good way, but I don't apply the same thing to myself. And exactly the same point now I said, okay. Kevin.
Yes.
Kevin,
yeah.
Thanks for joining the program, okay?
Okay, no problem.
And sorry about yesterday. Yesterday I had to go. When the time is up.
Oh, no. Save your breath. Come on. I understand. And yesterday. Okay. Yeah, but anyway, so to the issue at hand. Right?
Hi.
Yeah. We still have certain things, just like Emmanuel was saying. I think me too. I feel like there are certain things, we just left unresolved yesterday. But I think we will just hold on, for now with that. And then we can just talk about today's topic right now with Lifestone, right? What he's talking about. Yeah, so this thing with the language thing now, is there, I want to know, is there more to the video? Because it seems like there's not really
there's more
enough
to the video.
information to it by.
Let's play the video it's a TikTok video, so it takes like 3 minutes, okay? There is more to it. Let's listen to what he has to say. Let me go back.
I think we really need to know more.
Let's listen to the video.
83 books, 88 books into your local language. This huge Bible with so many pages and chapters was being able to translate into every local language that you have. But a common grade 1 or primary 1 science textbook cannot be translated into that same language for you to learn from. Is this not a scam? As if the scam is not even worse. Now, the Quran is also being translated from the original self-acclaimed Arabic that they claim no language can be compared to. Is also being translated into other local languages so that children can learn. Yet, we still have all our mathematical books, our science textbooks, our social studies books, everything written in that same language the colonial master brought to us right from the beginning. This is what baffles me a lot. Because look, I've never seen any invention being done with the Bible or Quran. Not even toothpick was invented with the Bible or Quran. The only way you can be a good inventor is when you understand things the way you were brought up. Therefore, your language becomes an essential part of you being able to develop yourself into that stage. Now, you learn everything that will help you in someone's language, yet that book that they claim is taking you to heaven that no one has been able to prove to you. Is they have the time to sit down to translate these whole books into your languages. Why? The question is why? Please, I need answers. People should help me out. I need serious answers to this question. The scam is too much.
The scam is too much. That was his last statement, okay? So this is the full video. You have heard him right, okay?
Yeah.
So what do you say, Kevin? We are listening.
Oh, personally, you see, there is I really truly believe that for what he's talking about right now, it's not something that is really confusing or even something you really have to categorize as maybe something like a conspiracy or something. Really, truly, I don't really believe that. I feel like it's not really surprising, to be honest, that we ended up having the Bible being translated into all sorts of languages, because it's not even just African language. You understand me? Pretty much in not every language, but pretty much in every other language across the globe have their own versions, in their own languages of like the Bible. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Yes, yes.
Yeah, even certain parts of I think maybe like certain parts of maybe like maybe how should I put it? Certain parts of maybe even Asian countries and stuff in certain native languages, they have their Bible versions. So we have to be careful with the way we make certain like we make certain accusations and allegations. You know, like historically, we have to understand that we have the white man, okay, the colonialists. There are different types of white people, like different like we have German whites, we have British whites, we have Italian whites. You know what I mean? And they are all not. Sometimes we all put them in one pot, you know, and then act as if they were like they always have the same agenda, but it's not entirely true. The Germans and the French might have totally different agendas, you know, even though they are both white. Now, when it comes to the colonialism, or like let's say the subjugation of the African continent in total, it wasn't just one white nation. Let me put it that way, okay? And even in Ghana and certain parts of Africa, we had different white countries, you know, coming to colonize and stuff. Now, like the Bible, okay, for instance, as it was translated into Twi, it was by a German. I think his name is Johann something, I've forgotten. And I think it took like about maybe a year or two. I think he lived with the Capims or something. And then he translated it. And he was working with the Basso Mission. Do you follow?
We are listening.
Yeah, he was working with the Basso Mission. Now, the Basso Mission, it is an institution that has its own agenda, which is like a missionary agenda. It is a religious agenda. You understand me? And you cannot say that they were embarking on this agenda with bad intentions. You cannot really say that because
Kevin, I think something is wrong with your voice. Your voice is vibrating, or then it's a echo.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but there is a noise at the background.
Okay, is it okay now?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Can you hear me clearly?
No, okay, just continue. But just that people know, it's not from my side. Okay, it's from his side. Just
okay,
continue.
hold on. Okay. So what I'm saying is this. Let me just make it short. You see, from what Lifestone is saying, it's almost as if he's he's making it look like there must be some big conspiracy behind the translation of the Bible into different languages. Okay, like into our African languages. You see, as if they did it deliberately to brainwash us into believing, into thinking a certain way, and then they also deliberately kept us from learning certain things that were important to our daily living. You know, and that is why they didn't translate maybe certain important books like maybe physics books or science books into our language. But I beg to differ. You know, I don't really agree with him on that. Even though I'm a person who I label myself as non-religious and everything, and I have my problems with religion, on something like this, we have to be a bit honest and also research better. You would know that it was their initiative. They had the reasons why they wanted to spread the word. For them, they feel they are spreading the gospel. They feel it is their job to let the whole world know about their religion. You follow? And then to do that, there are certain steps you have to take. You have to be evangelizing. You have to be talking to people. And the one most important thing is having to be able to communicate to people in the language that understand. You understand? So
Kevin, you have to come back, okay? Because the voice is getting worse and worse. Because people will not hear you. Just go out and come back again. Maybe it will help. Please. You can after the program, you can play back and listen to it for yourself, so that you will know that what I'm doing. Okay, go, just step out and come back in. Okay, please go. Just log out and come back in, because I think everybody can hear what is going on. Silas, are you there?
Yes, I'm there, Seto. Good evening.
Okay, good evening. You can also share your opinion on the topic. Okay, we are listening.
Yeah, I've watched the video, and to be quite honest, that is a very dishonest view to think that religion is the reason why Africa is where we are. Because from what I gather, that guy is trying to insinuate that it is because of religion that we are not able to progress. But if you look at history, even before colonialism, even before the white man came to colonize, we in Africa, we were selling ourselves as slaves.
Mm.
So it is not the failure to translate physics or chemistry textbooks into Africa that has made Africa where we are. It is Africans' failure to move on from what have happened that have kept me where we are. Seto, I will give you an example.
Yeah, Sato, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. It's better, but you have to hold on, Smoke. Let Silas finish what he's saying, and then you can continue from where you stopped. Okay.
Seto,
Okay, no
I will
problem.
give you an example. Africa, we are not the only people who were colonized.
No.
China was colonized. Singapore was colonized. But today, China and Singapore, they are not suffering the same things we in Africa are suffering. We should ask ourselves the question, how did China and Singapore survive? And even now, China is richer than Great Britain, who colonized them. But the problem is, we in Africa, we sit and we only complain. We cry without going forward. So I think religion has nothing to do with where Africa is. Because remember, the people who are propagating. Hello?
We are listening. We are listening.
Hello, Seto?
We can hear you, Silas. Continue.
Yeah. Because if you look critically, the people who are propagating religion, they are not physicists. You don't expect me who wants to spread my religion to come and start translating books in physics. That does not help my goal.
Okay.
So everyone, we should understand that everyone has their own goal, their own target. When the colonial masters were coming, some were coming to spread their religion. Some were coming for power. Some were coming to do business. So everybody will promote what he is coming for. So the thing is, we cannot continue blaming missionaries that they should have translated physics books. They did not come for physics, they came for religion. So that is my own view. That I don't agree totally with that brother on that video saying that they failed to translate the physics and chemistry books so that they can keep me where we are. No, we can move on from where we were. It is just that we complain, as you said, we complain too much without moving forward. If you are crying, be moving. We cannot progress when we cry and we stay in the same position. So we should not blame the white man. We should look in ourselves. Even if we say the white man came, they took us slaves, they colonized us. But even the slavery, Africans were participating. The white man did not come and catch us. Africans caught Africans and sold to the white man. So we should also blame even our chiefs, our kings. In Africa now, things are not going well. The other caller said something. He said, in one school in Ghana, there are not microscopes. But it is not the white man running the school. It is not the missionaries running the school. It is our African presidents who we voted. It is our African brothers. So in general, we cannot succeed if the enemy is within us. And the main enemy of Africans is within Africans, not with the white man. So until we sort ourselves out, then we can move forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Okay. Kevin. Kevin, I think you and Silas. Thank you for thank you, Silas, one more time. But Kevin, continue what you were saying.
Yeah, I think I am on the same wavelength with Silas. You know, I was saying that for some time now, I always make it clear my stand that I am not religious. I really have a problem with religious faiths and everything. But what I feel like is the truth. I really truly believe the truth. I'll just say it. I really feel it is wrong to point fingers at also like the white man from the religious standpoint as having some kind of conspiracy into making us into brainwashing Africans and then making us ignorant by through religion. I really don't believe that. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say?
I get you.
Yeah, because if you listen to Lifestone's video, that is the sort of implication he's giving you, like that. Because I know where Lifestone also comes from. Most of the time, he bashes religion and everything and Christianity and everything. I understand that he has issues with the Bible. Fine, I understand that. But I feel like if you start going as far as saying that, oh, why is it that the Bible has been translated into pretty much every language, in every every language in Africa, or even every language in Ghana, and yet you don't have maybe science books and science books translated into your language, then it means that there is some kind of agenda there, making it look like it is deliberate. But no, sometimes the issue is not as simple as that, because you should know that for us, every time it seems as if it is only the British who came to us, but the British were even one of the last people. Before them, other people have come to have a taste of us. We have, I think, probably the Germans, Dutch, whatever, Portuguese, whatever. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Okay. And then everybody comes with their own agenda. Some of them, they came with missionary, like on a missionary status in the sense that they want to spread their religion. So they try to. So how do you spread your religion? You have to translate your religion into the native tongue of the people you want to communicate with. You understand? So now it is a no-brainer. It's just common sense that they will try to learn your language so that you can also learn their religion in your language. You know what I mean? And then at the same time too, and then the British Empire also came to colonize us. And I mean, just imagine, the British people were colonizing us, but the person who translated the Bible into Twi was German. He had absolutely nothing to do with the British. You know what I mean? So it just so happens that due to the course of events that happened, right now this is how we have ended up. Right now we have ended up with a whole country whose Bible has been translated into many languages. You understand me? In their native tongue, and yet our scientific text, our curriculum that we study in school are all in one language, which is English. That is just what we have now, but it does not mean that it was a deliberate intention on the part of the white man to brainwash us through religion. No, I don't believe that. Fine, the white man came with certain agendas. Sometimes, if you see the way the rules that they set for us in terms of the schools and everything, they gave us this militaristic rule of governance, where it's like you have to cut your hair, you have to do this, no vernacular. That's why they call assembly every time you go to school. To make sure that they'll discipline us and get us to, like train us in a way and just give us things that are important to let us serve them better. You understand that?
But Kevin, is it not true? Is it not true that was the same way they used to also to study? They used to use in their schools the white people, but they just evolved. They updated themselves because I've seen people. I've spoken with people here in Austria, and then one man, he was saying when he was in school, they used to whip them in school. He was here in Austria like 70 years ago or something. So there was something that they used to do too, but they upgraded themselves. But we kind of sat on the same position, okay? Because we fear to update ourselves or to upgrade ourselves.
Yes, it's true. I've been all over the Europe. I've lived many places. You yourself, right now I'm in Spain. I've lived in Germany. In Germany too, they had all these strict measures before. So things we even used to be worse. They used to actually spank kids in school and everything. It's true. It's a reality. But still, there's a difference. There is no denying that when the colonialists came to Africa, they only came with a selfish agenda from their side. They didn't really come with our well-being in mind. They didn't really care about that. We know that. But the thing is, as that gentleman who just got off, what he said, it is true. We weren't the only ones who went through the things they put us through. Around the world. Yeah, there are other countries on different continents who were also subjugated and also put through the same kind of ordeal we went through. India, for instance, it's like we and them were like brothers as far as being subjugated, by colonialists was concerned. You understand me? But India is not an African continent. Indians are not Africans. You know what I mean? So the whole summary of it all is that it takes personal initiative to do something. So if we really believe that as a country, it's important that we study certain subjects, maybe like science or whatever in our language, then we don't have to wait for the white man to come and decide that, to take that initiative for us. We can do that on our own. Like take Russians, for instance. The Russians started going to space long before even so many space records they broke before the Americans. The only thing the Americans can say they did when it comes to space was claiming that they landed on the moon. Up to now, that thing is debatable. You understand me? But the Russians were going to space. The Russians, even up to now, have been known to be one of the most brilliant people when it comes to science. But everything they do is in their language. You go right now, if you go right now to interview, if like an American journalist goes to Russia right now to interview a scientist, the scientist will speak in his Russian language for it to be translated. Yeah, the same thing with the Chinese, the same thing with certain Indian people. So it's just about and all this. It is the Russians who took their own initiative to do everything in their language. They didn't wait for the American or the European, the English European to come and decide these things for them. You understand? Like certain people like the people like the Singaporeans,
Hello,
and, Malaysians, and whatever.
I want to speak.
Okay,
Yeah.
you speak.
Yeah, see, these Malaysians and everything, they were just like us, you know, but right now they are taking certain initiative on their own. So it is not like it is somebody's agenda that they want to brainwash us through religion. So that's why they have it all in our language. I don't really truly believe that. If we really want to study our language and if we want to study certain things like science and everything in our language, we can take that initiative ourselves. Our leaders can do that, and the white man won't stop us. Yeah, like, you know what I mean?
Kevin, when they say who will vote for us to study science in our languages, who on this platform will say no, we want English? I think everybody will hear definitely or probably will say yes, that will be a good thing. Or
yes, of course, yes.
So we are all for it, but for you to everyone is for it.
We cannot, I mean, we are all to blame. We cannot say we cannot put all the blame on the white man. No, I mean, like say we are putting the blame on the Bible. No, that I don't believe that at all.
Kevin, thank you. Okay, thank you. Julius is CSF. Okay, Julius is let's say Lifestone buddy. So Julius, what do you have to say?
Okay, see, Sato, greetings to everyone. And yesterday's program, I was laughing, man. I like the way they were telling you, Sato have agenda.
Hey, Julius, I see you. Julius, my brother, I see you.
We have Let the Bible Speak is here, okay? So, Emmanuel, Let the Bible Speak is here right now. So,
wait. I just want to say hi to Julius. Let me say hi to Julius.
Yes,
Julius, how are you?
Greetings. I'm okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good. Hey, me no
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
We are amplifiers, right? We are amplifiers. And for me, I see a black people, a black person that we are disgracing ourselves all the time. See, the thing is, all the time, people keep on repeating, we sold ourselves to the white. We sold ourselves to the white, right? But the thing is, the whole picture, we are not looking into the whole picture. The thing is, the things that our forefathers told us, that is why, that's what we keep on repeating it over and over again. Satoi, I'm in Canada. The real custodians of this land are living in the bush in Alberta, Saskatchewan. Ask yourself, did they sow themselves to these people? Not only here, not only Canada, United States too, the same thing. The Red Indians are living in the bush. Australia, the same thing. The Australian land belongs to the black Africans, but they're living in the bush. Did they sow themselves? No. Let me ask everybody, okay? Who can point out a king? Because that time we have names. The kings have names. Who can point out a king that sold people to a certain people? Who can hold on 1 second. I have a call. Hold on. Hello. Yeah.
Okay, Julius is busy right now. Okay, so let me put Julius on hold for the meantime.
Julius' girlfriend.
Are you there? Okay,
Julius' girlfriend is calling him. Julius, we got a friend, Nana.
Wait, hold on.
My wife, my friend. What me do for you intend to make a farm of running for school? Pick up the kids.
Sorry, wait there. Oh, sorry, with your wife.
Yeah.
Okay. Ube wrap up now. I confirm, and I say.
Within 30 minutes, I have to go pick them up. Yeah. So, you see, we have to put research about what happened in slavery. Okay. So, the people.
Were you asking us? We should point out a king who sold people to the white people. Is that what you were asking?
Yeah. What king? Right?
So,
what king? What is the name of the king?
I cannot give you a name of a king That means no king sold any slave to the white people.
But no, see, if 2 or 3 people, right, sold a certain group, right, to the white people, remember that it was millions of people that sold, okay, not that sold, that were taken to the United States and Britain, millions of people. So the question is, who is it? Only one king? Is it only 2 kings? Who are the kings, right?
So how do you think they came? They got the slaves. How do you think the Europeans got the slaves?
So the same thing that they are doing to the Red Indians here, but only thing is they are not taking them out from here and putting them somewhere else, because now the owners of this land are living in the bush.
But how did they get the slaves? How did they get the slaves? According to your understanding, maybe
for me, I'm 100%. They came with maybe alcohol, whatever it is. So when you drink and you get drunk, they grab you guys and then they put you somewhere in the bush.
So you name for us one of the alcohol names.
So it is already in the record that they came with alcohol, they came with sardine, right? They trained with sardine, they trained with gas.
I don't know this record we are talking about.
Julius, let me ask you. But wait, I think I get what you're saying, but in all honesty, how is it related to the claims that like to today's topic, like the claims that Livestone is making regarding a conspiracy behind translating the Bible into our languages and how and how it's a scam?
Yeah, you see, because of Silas was talking about that we sold ourselves. That is why I came to this point, right?
Okay.
That's why I came to this point, because we have to look into this topic. So maybe we have to make program about this and look into this topic. That it's not really okay. Maybe somebody sold maybe 2 or 3 people, or maybe let's say 1,000 people. But we Africans, we are amplifiers. We always take small things and make it bigger, right? And then because of that, they say, "Oh, our ancestors sold ourselves." But Seto, look at what happened to Gaddafi. What did Gaddafi did? All Gaddafi was doing is he want good for Africa. They make a story and take Gaddafi out. Not only Gaddafi, Patrice Lumumba, the same thing. Thomas Sankara, the same thing. Because even though they were saying that we were free, they are not looking for, to us or for us to go to the next level.
Hello, Seto. So
they are always there looking at you, trying to execute you when they know that you are going to the right point, right? So that's the thing.
Julius, let me see what I know about this thing is okay. Even when it comes to the king selling black people to the foreigners, it wasn't like they were let's say an Ashanti king. He wasn't selling an Ashanti person to the foreigners. He was selling an enemy. He thinks maybe the Fanti is his enemy and they have captured them as and conquered them. So when he is giving the Fanti person to the slave master or selling to somebody, he doesn't consider him to be selling somebody from himself, because at that time there were some territory enemies. So everybody wanted to gain power. This, from what I've learned.
Wait.
For the king to gain more power, he needed. So they came with something like guns. Okay, so they knew how powerful guns are. So the king, because they were like a barter trade. They were trading. I'll exchange this for these goods. You see the point? So the king didn't see the Fanti as a Ghanaian, because at that time they had their own problems. So you think he's my enemy, I capture him and I sell him. And the Fanti king will also not see the Ashanti people as one. So they will capture each other and then they will sell them.
Before we were let to know that we went to war with ourselves and then we capture people for farming, right? For farming purposes. So when you go to war, you capture the slave, you use the person as a farmer or whatever it is. So are you telling me the king went to war, he captured slaves, after he decided to sell the slaves to the white people, and then he himself went to the farm and farmed? That is what it happened?
No, but you don't have to sell. You can sell some of them and then you keep some for the farming.
No, but the question is, it was millions of people, and at the same time, not only Ghana, Nigeria. So are you telling me one day the whole African continent decide, okay, after the West African continent decide to get up and sell themselves? then the question is, how many wars we went to with Nigerians, or how many wars we went with Benin and Togo? How many wars and how many people that we captured? The thing is, there is something behind it that those people have the secret, have the history, but the history is not out yet, right? But if you logically sit down and think about this, it does not make sense. Only way it can happen is through kidnapping. When we were growing up, they were saying that they sold the bad people to the. I mean, if you're a bad kid, they will sell you to the white people. But then the question is, how did they sell older people? How did they sell women, men? So it was all group of people that they take, and then they make up that story. And remember, the story also came from them. And then we are the amplifiers. We amplify it and then telling the people, yes, we sold ourselves to the white men, or whatever it is.
Okay.
That is true.
Make sure you go and pick the kids, okay, Julius, because you are talking too long. We have Suyini who came here. He already confirmed to us that there were 4 types of slavery. Before the white people came, there were 4 types of slavery in Africa before the Europeans even came. And then he even mentioned their names, war slaves. He mentioned 4 types of slaves, so I can't even say it. So even Suyini confirmed that there was slavery going on before the Europeans came.
Yeah, but see, so let me ask you a question. In your family history, in my family history, in anybody's family history, who can pinpoint and say this king or this tribe captured my ancestors and sold to the white person? Who can claim? Who can give that point?
Julius, this one, okay? Just because nobody can even mention a name, it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Because we have
hello, sir.
Things that happen long ago.
Mark Johnson, hold on. You will speak very soon, okay? Mark Johnson, hold on, please. Let me finish.
Okay, so let me make one point. Let me go.
1 point.
Now the Bible issue. It was the German guy that come and translate the Bible in Equiapim tree, right? Equiapim tree. But the thing is, listen. So that time, do we ask ourselves, are we still under the British rule, or that time we are still in ourselves? Okay, the Bible was translated way before the Nkrumah came, right, to be the first president. So somehow they were still in power. Okay, so what Lifetone was saying, I understand what he's saying, because they have the time to translate the Bible. Meanwhile, they are not translating the textbook. But the thing is, our leaders are the ones who have the power to do it.
Julius, you say they, like Kevin was saying, okay, the missionary, he has his mission, because his mission is like the preacher, evangelist. He's preaching about evangelism. He's trying to convert people to his religion. So when he comes, why would he go and translate the science books for you?
Yeah, so that the people will understand it, right? So that the people will understand.
So
but those missionaries.
It's like me as a Christian, and I go someplace and I'm preaching about Quran. I'm telling people about it. It's not possible. If I go someplace, I'm talking about Jesus Christ. So I get the point. What Kevin said, okay, that is what I mean about interacting with people. What Kevin said, I never even look at it from that perspective, because the person, the missionary person, has his agenda to missionarize people, to let people know about.
But the missionaries, they were with the colonizers. The colonizers.
The one who translated it is a German. The colonizers are
they were all part of. They were all part. They were all part of the.
How do you know?
No, it's not really true.
Colonization. That's why the missionaries, all of them came, right? Through colonization.
This one is a German. He saw that, hey, this. And what about all the other languages? The Bible is the most sold book ever. There's no book sold than the Bible, and it's not in one language. So what about all these other languages, like the Kevin was saying too?
That is why I'm telling you, we the black people are amplifiers. So we take small things and we make it bigger. So you see why other people are prospering, but for us, we are not going anywhere, because we are just amplifiers.
So that is our own fault.
But listen,
we don't want to take responsibility. That's the point. That like you are trying to justify as if the kings had no part in the slavery. About you are.
No. I'm saying maybe 2 or 3 kings or what people are involved, but how did they generalize that our ancestors? Because my ancestors, Okay,
Seto.
I'm a Gwen.
Okay, hold on.
Jedun cancer never sell in the slaves.
You don't know how deep, how far it goes. You don't know.
Jedun cancer never sell in the slaves. So
okay.
Seto.
Right? Make sure you go and pick the case. That is more important because you said you need 10 minutes. You have already spoken 10 minutes. Okay, so make sure you go and pick the case. That is important.
Make topic about this. Then the rest. I mean, because
slavery
is a low.
It's a low. Now, okay, we will say, Mac Johnson, are you there?
Okay, I'm here.
Okay, Mac Johnson, we are listening.
I think this conversation we have. Good evening, Seto. It's been a long time. Yeah, I've been busy. I've been busy with work.
Skeptic Jabani is on the line too. So.
Oh, Skeptic, my friend. I did not see the invitation again. No. Okay, Seto. Okay, Seto.
Just make your point.
Okay, Seto. You see, this same point. What's it called? Is it Stone Age GH or something like that? He has made that same point one day that I also contributed to it. You see, it is just the irresponsibility of Africa that makes us wallow and cry over spilled milk. Fine.
Exactly.
These guys have done some wrong things to us. But should this thing decide or determine our future? Absolutely no. Absolutely no. And now let me tell you something. The same issue we have in Africa then is what we still have now. How do I mean? We have somebody called Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, right? We have somebody called Thomas Sankara. We have somebody called Muammar Gaddafi. Though I'm not a party. I'm not a fan of Muammar Gaddafi. But we have these people. Now, have you checked what is synonymous to all these people? What is synonymous to all these people is that their own people who are African are the one who brought them down. Have you checked that?
It is true.
Their own people were the one who sold them.
People were involved of their downfall.
Yes, were involved in their downfall.
That's the one.
Do you understand? The same thing that happened in Africa then. I was okay in Africa. It's just trying to deny history. Before now, in Africa, there are 4 types of slavery which has been mentioned. However, the most pronounced is slavery of conquest. When 2 nations come together, when 2 nations fight, and one succeed over other, that is the most pronounced slavery. And this same kind of slavery extend into the Amazon. That is the Red Indies. Do you understand? In America, the same Red Indies that the Britain extension, US is an extension of what the Britain took them out. And there are films to show us this. Like for example, if you have watched a film called Apocalypse, that was done by Mel Gibson, go and research that film. Apocalypto. Go and research that film. Yes, it is based on a true life story. But you know, some of these things, just like a Titanic, you know, the whole thing. But we know that Titanic happened. Do you understand? So you see that even the Africa in itself is not in one accord, even before the white came. There had been tug of war between this set of people over this set of people. Do you understand? So if we are trying to just blame the white over this thing, and you now remove the fact that we Africa ourselves sold ourselves out to them. Although there were some chiefs in Africa that resisted their advancement, we appreciate that. But I can tell you, the millions of people that were taken from Africa were not kidnapped. These people were surrendered by their fellow African and sold into slavery for their own benefit. Yeah. So that is that. So the earlier Livestone GH and his colleague understand this, the better it will be for us, and we move on and we try to improve ourselves as Africans. That's number one. Number two, in the about whether the Bible was interpreted and sciences were not interpreted, I don't understand. How can we be so mentally lazy and you say somebody who brought you something did not interpret what you learn in English in your own dialect. Who are the Africans to interpret physics in English? In Yoruba, for example, I'm a Yoruba man from Nigeria. And the Yoruba-speaking nation, I'm proud to be one of the Yoruba-speaking nation. In Nigeria, we are the most educated. If you go to US, we are the most educated black nation in US and even in UK. Not Nigerian. If you take it down, you see it is the Yoruba nation. But now, has there been any scientist in Yoruba who has become a professor that interprets physics in Yoruba? So you are waiting for the white to interpret your physics in Yoruba. Like the Bible in Yoruba was interpreted by a person called Samuel Ajayi Crowther. Do you understand? Who went to, he went to slave trade. After the abolishment of slave trade, he came to, Freetown, Sierra Leone. From Sierra Leone, that was where he interprets Yoruba, English to Yoruba. Before he came down to Nigeria, where he settled down and died. Do you understand? So why is it that we are so mentally lazy that we take our responsibility and give it to somebody that doesn't even care about us? We amplify this white. Yes, we amplify this white. Okay, I had I had a course to discuss with a white when I was in Lagos, the city of Lagos. So the guy we joined in a bus, and he was an American. And when we begin to speak, do you know what he said? He said, "Wow, I've never seen such brain in Africa." How do you mean? How does he mean? We were engaging ourselves in constructive talk. And what he was saying, I was even as a white, I was teaching him something in history. I've not been to the foreign land, but I took the pain to what? To read and to search. And he looked at me. Do you know that night he searched for me on Facebook and sent a friend request to me. Until today, we are friends. He's currently in Nairobi. So we try to amplify these people than what they are. Africans are Africans. The Europeans are Europeans. What can we do for ourselves as Africans? That's what we should be asking ourselves, and not just kind of speed me and saying that the European are the reason for our decision. Is it European? Is it the European that are stealing our money? Look at Ghana. Look at Nigeria. There is no difference. And this country, Ghana is rich in gold. Nigeria is rich in crude oil. But do you know one thing? We are wallowing in poverty.
Big time.
Look at what's it called? Abu Dhabi. What's their name? Qatar. In 1992, it was a desert. But today, the same African, we are running there to go and do all of this. Why can't we go to our village and do all of this? Why is it that, okay, and I also asked, the African people now, because of the irresponsibility of Africa and because of our mental laziness, we now see Europe country as an exit out of poverty. Redo me if I'm wrong. Why is it that most of us are getting international passport to run to United States, to run to America, to run to Britain, to run to Finland? Who told us that we cannot improve our own country? But you know one thing, the African man, a natural African man, number one is wicked. Number two is lazy. Number three is envious. Go and check it. From South Africa to Niger. Because if you look at Niger is the end. If you are going from south to north, Niger is the end of black people. There are black people in Niger, there are also Arab in Niger. But check all the black people. Check them. A black man is wicked. A black man, a main African man. I am removing those Arab out of it. We'll discuss about them someday. But the black man is wicked. The black man is lazy. The black man is envious of each other. And that was why even before the European came, there was talk of war between African countries. And that was why you see what happened in 1914 was a mistake. You know, you pack people who are enemies and you pack them together and you say they form one country. And that's why we have so many issues in Africa today, because even those people before 1914, they were enemies of each other. So it's high time we stop this and stop blaming this thing. And I'm a realist. Livestone GH should be able, and the fellow CSF family should be able to look beyond what they are saying. You know, as a CSF, they said we believe truth wherever it comes from, right?
Yes, yes.
So you don't. What I'm seeing in CSF is dogmatism. You are going one way. You don't want to think. You just want to. It's just one way. No, and it won't take us far. It won't take us. So please. The white have done, the European have done their own. What are we doing for ourselves as African? That is what matters. Thank you, Seto.
Thank you to Mark Johnson. Seto SSK, please kindly share this video for us, okay? Invite people, tag people. Kevin is still on the line, and then
I'm here. Let me just say something.
Yeah, wait on Kevin, okay? We have 10 minutes to go. Because today I'll keep the time. I have like 10 minutes to go, and you will say something right now. I think it is clear here. All of us, we will appreciate it if you will be studying in our own languages. But for you to come and say, you were pointing fingers, how come they didn't do this? And they did this intentionally just to deceive us because religion is scam. I really appreciate the understanding or the perspective of Kevin, how he also said it, okay? Because the missionary came with this mission. Why do you expect the missionary to come and translate the physics book or something like this? So people sometimes, that is what I mean. You can hear something, and because of your brain, individual person, how you perceive some things, you will understand it in a different way. But somebody also hears the same message and he will understand it, or maybe he knows more than you. Okay, that is the point here. Because the more you know, the more maybe you can express yourself better. I really appreciate Kevin's how he explained things to us. Okay, Mark Johnson, thank you too. Let the Bible speak. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, so do you also have something to say because you are the background? Before you speak, okay, when Emmanuel came, he wanted to question you about yesterday's topic because he said I had to go, but he had some questions for you, open questions. But he's gone. He's no more here. So maybe you can watch at the beginning of the program, and then you will hear what he was about to say, and you prepare yourself for the next time, okay? Because Emmanuel will keep the questions there for you later on. So continue. You have something to say.
Kevin is on, right?
Kevin is still there. Kevin is still here.
Yeah. Yesterday he called me, and he was talking about a discussion that we have to have on your program. Maybe he said a day within the week so that we can have a discussion. Okay, that's what he was suggesting. I think it's a good idea.
Okay, on a specific topic or just like an open dialogue?
Like an open dialogue, but we will fix a topic for each dialogue that we'll be having.
Okay.
That's what I suggested to him, and he agreed.
No problem. Maybe we can do that tomorrow. Okay, but tomorrow, if things goes as planned, okay, I can come live and we can do it, but I can't give you a specific time, but it will be earlier than today. Okay, because today I came earlier than today.
Okay, so yeah, can I say something?
Yeah, you can say something.
Seto and LTBS, that's what I call you. Let the Bible speak is a bit long. It's a bit of a mouthful. So yeah, it's true. Like what he's saying, I called him yesterday, right after your streaming, right? And I was saying that, you see, one thing is that, you Seto, I keep telling you that I'm a very, very objective person. You understand me? I don't care which side, who somebody's on and everything. I just like to just focus on what really makes sense, to me. And I really appreciate what you are doing. Your platform, even Emmanuel said that. You see, what you are doing is really good because it opens up. Even though you are belonging to a certain category of a person, like maybe religion or whatever, but you are still opening up yourself for everybody to be able to come and express themselves, and show their opinion. So it's really good. But one thing is that, you see, the way you do it, when you come and you say, oh, everybody can call in, You see, everybody's eager to express their own opinions and everything. You see, and you do it one at a time. So it really makes it makes even the person who is talking at the moment feels pressured at the back of his mind. You see, so it really makes it some way. So I called LTBS, okay, let the Bible speak, and I suggested that we could have like an open dialogue, a discourse, where it would be maybe you and him, and then me, and then maybe a fourth person. We just have our own discourse. They just post it. Where we would have time, if it's maybe like 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, just dedicated to it, then we just, we just talk. You know what I mean? It would be nice that way, rather than having people feeling pressure to, just get off.
Okay. So you want to do it
like,
backdoor?
I mean?
You want a kind of backdoor conversation?
Oh, no, I don't care if it's backdoor or indoor. Like just as long as it will be posted for everybody to also hear.
Yeah, but you mean you have the conversation backdoor and then we post it then later on?
Yeah. I mean, if that's how it will be possible, no problem. For me, I just want us to eliminate that element of pressure. Exactly, Yeah, so that everybody can really relax and express themselves. Because like yesterday, for instance, Let the Bible Speak, even though he's become like a mainstay on the program and he's become like a staple program, he couldn't really he didn't really have opportunity to talk.
So Let the Bible Speak. Let the Bible Speak. He said he was here to back me up, okay, in case somebody has some questions about the Bible, which maybe he can help, then he will help me. So his main purpose here was to support the program and answer questions about the Bible. So he didn't have something to say for himself, but just to. Emmanuel is here now. Emmanuel is here, but I have 4 minutes to go, and today I'm going to keep my time, okay? Because I'm going to keep
you see, exactly. So what is happening right now is just a typical example, you see, because you really have to go and understand that. But sometimes people might think you are being dishonest, because of the time. No. I'm not saying me. No. I'm trying to support you. I'm trying to say to eliminate all this. Yeah.
Wait, let Emmanuel ask the question because
Seto, this issue that you are discussing this evening is a very sensitive one, and not everything can be said right now on this network.
Okay.
There is so much going on in this world that we cannot put out. So when this guy was saying that China was also colonized, but when they began to shake up, look at all these countries that were colonized by the whites. Look at where they are now. None of them is progressing. It only took them just recent years that they realized they are lacking behind. That is when they began to push up. And yet, I can tell you a story of one of these Afghan story. There is this herb that they use it for. It was for medical purposes. The whites were buying it. They were going there to take it. Now, when the Afghan people said to themselves that no, this is the time. If you have seen, if this thing has got and is having this thing is a commercial asset, then we are going to patronize it. From that moment, they banned that opium. Opium, yes, they banned that substance. So there is more that I cannot even say on this platform. When Kwame Nkrumah started the African Unity,
Emmanuel, since there is more to say, but I want to really keep the time today. I want to keep my time.
I understand you. I understand your time. But
maybe we can continue this program.
Yeah. That's why I said. So when they were mentioning all this stuff, I was just nodding my head. I said there are more secrets to this that we have not discussed on this platform. I understand my brother GH perfectly. GH Wanstone. I understand him perfectly. But as what he said in the video.
Okay.
And why we cannot progress as a country, as an African country, you know where our leaders go to before they come for election, and the kind of directions they give them.
We know that the president of Rwanda is not being like.
And still, he cannot. Whatever that he does, he cannot get to where he wants to.
But his country is more progressing more than us. Okay, it's time.
Yeah. It's time. Yeah, he can do something.
So can I say something?
Say one.
I just want to say something. Yeah, Emmanuel.
Yes.
Emmanuel.
I'm listening, Kevin. I'm listening to you.
Yeah. You see, the thing is this. You see, I I understand. I am sympathetic towards both Lifestone. I see where he's coming from. You understand me? And I also see where someone like maybe Seto is also coming from. I believe that maybe, I believe that the mistake that anybody would do in this topic would be to take a definitive side. Like, try to understand me. Yeah, you see, like me, I understand Seto's point, and I also understand GH's point, and I feel like the reality is a marriage between the two. You know what I mean? That is the reality. I understand. Because you see, even when I listen to you, Emmanuel, right now, you see what you are saying right now. You see, it gears more towards like reality, like the reality of
can never keep
of human nature.
Kevin, I appreciate
let me finish. Let me finish. Let me just finish. Let me land.
I told you already time as well.
Seto, you'll appreciate this. Trust me. Listen, Emmanuel, all I'm saying
Seto want to go. It's late for him.
No,
I understand you.
Wait. Emmanuel, see, I understand what you're saying, and I understand that you understand Lifestone. I also understand him. But even when I listen to you right now, what you are saying gears more towards just the selfishness of human, like just human nature, human personal agenda. You understand me? All the things you are saying is true. Oh, it is true. I won't take that away from you. But the thing is, if you want to side with Lifestone GH from the angle of say we have been brainwashed through the Bible, you see, that is the difference I'm trying to draw here. It is true. All these white colonialists, they have their own agenda, personal this and that. Other places that they colonized are not really thriving because of this and that. I understand all that. But to say they use the Bible as a tool,
Kevin, let me ask Seto one question. If he can help, let the Bible speak is on the line. I want him to answer this thing for me. Jude 14. When he has time, he should take his time and read it. And ask him, Jude was talking about Enoch, the seventh from the Adam's generation. And ask him, where is the book of Enoch in the Bible? That's my question. Yeah. If you can tell me where the book of Enoch is.
Yeah, me.
Okay.
Me personally, I know that the book of Enoch is not okay.
Kevin, it's okay. Please now.
I know that it's part of the Apocrypha. And
so Seto is a Christian now. So I want him to explain to me.
No, okay. I don't want the answer right now. I can't have an answer. Hey, okay, time on us. Okay, let's keep to this. Me see me keep on my time on the they try to make it put my time. Seto SSK, please now, okay. I really appreciate it, and I kind of like it. Say even though say the time is up and I have to go, no, I still have some people now. They have something to say, okay. And as you can see, you also have the opportunity to say whatever you have to say. And you can join the program next time. But time no, I wasn't okay. Let me play this video as an outro. What I found on internet, okay. Listen to what this conversation was about. Seto SSK, I will really appreciate you if you subscribe to the YouTube channel instead of the Facebook channel, because maybe we will eventually be focusing on the YouTube platform, okay? Because Facebook, they never promote or support the platform anymore. Red flag, okay? Listen to this, Seto SSK, I'm out. Thank you a lot, okay?
Well, I think you're right about reparations in terms of if people want it, though, what they need to do is you always need to go back to the beginning of a supply chain. Where was the beginning of the supply chain? That was in Africa, and across the entire world, when the slavery was taking place, which was the first nation in the world that abolished slavery? The first nation in the world to abolish it. It was started by William Wilberforce, was the British. In Great Britain, they abolished slavery. 2,000 naval men died on the high seas trying to stop slavery. Why? Because the African kings were rounding up their own people. They had them on cages waiting in the beaches. No one was running into Africa to get them. And I think you're totally right. If reparations need to be paid, we need to go right back to the beginning of that supply chain and say who was rounding up their own people and having them handcuffed in cages. Absolutely. That's where they should start. And maybe, I don't know, the descendants of those families where they died in the high seas trying to stop the slavery, that those families should receive something too, I think, at the same time.
It's an interesting discussion, Hillary. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.